Okay, so I'm continuing. Even in rubber band, you see there's a limit. Okay, if you put a rubber band on a particular packet, if you stretch more, the rubber band breaks. So that means it has already attained its elastic limit, we say. So that is the word we call it elastic limit. So elastic limit is the upper limit of deforming force up to which if deforming force is removed, the body regains its original form completely. And beyond which, if deforming forces increase, the body loses its property of elasticity and get permanently deformed. So that is elastic limit. So what is elastic limit? Elastic limit is the upper limit or maximum limit of deforming force up to which if deforming force is removed, the body regains its shape completely, and beyond which even you apply deforming force, the property of elasticity loses and it gets permanently deformed. So that is known as elastic limit. So that's a picture of a breaking pieces of a rubber band is given. So in one word, you can say elastic limit is the maximum limit at which a body can regain its original shape. That is, in one sentences you can write. If you want to explain for 2 marks question, you have to write these sentences. So for understand, you can just say it is the maximum limit a body can be stretched or a body can be applied deformed force. Okay, so that is elastic limit. Can I change, children? Hope you have written. Next term, what we are going to learn is stress. What do you mean by the word stress? I know that every time you say, ma'am, we are stressed out because of the online classes, continuous classes, sitting on a particular place. It is a lot of stress for our eyes, our mind, our brain, our ear, even we teachers experience. So sometimes continuous classes, I already told you, my ears start getting pain. Sometimes I start itching, it start watering. So these are the side effects of a continuous online classes. But still, we adjust with it. Similarly, every material has its own particular problem, a weakness in every material. So stressed out. Even solid material have a stress. Okay, so we are going to see in the case of a mechanical properties of solid, how the stress, what is the meaning of the stress and how it affects the entire structure of a solid. Okay. So what is stress? So stress is the restoring force acting per unit area. It is the restoring force acting per unit area of a deformed body. Of a deformed body. It is the restoring force acting per unit area of a deformed body. That means if you take the spring and you're going on stretching it, the spring and it's undergoing a stress because it cannot withstand that applied forces. Then what will happen? The spring will react against it to come back. Okay, so when you release it, that's why spring is coming back to the position. So that is why the word is used, restoring force acting per unit area. So even sometimes we feel it like that. Just get off from these online classes and go and take a rest because you are stressed out like that. Okay, you sat at the maximum limit of it. You cannot go beyond that. Your shoulders started aching, your back started aching, eyes start aching. So all this problem, you are feeling, you are getting headache. Sometimes you feel vomiting. So like that, all that things. This is a symptom that you are stressed out completely. Then you feel a tension within you. Whether I should switch off and go or switch off and go, like that. Clear? So there's a practical life in that. So in that cases, it is acting on your mentally, psychologically, it is acting on you, your body. Correct? Similarly, whenever you stretch, when you stretch an elastic body, it experiences, it wanted to come back to that its normal state. Yeah. So that is known as stress. So restoring force acting per unit area of a deformed body. And mathematically, how much is the stress? So that is what we call it. Equation stress is equal to, just like a pressure. We have learned the chapter in pressure in 9th standard. Correct? Pressure is the force per unit area. Same equation here. But what is the new term? We don't say it is pressure. It's stress. Pressure means pressure always acts at a particular point only. It is act at a particular point. But restoring force is acting entire system. Entire solid system, it will undergo that stress. So that is why we are using restoring force per unit area. So mathematically, you can calculate stress is equal to force per unit area, and you know it is also equal to pressure. But in this situation, we don't call it as a pressure, we call it as a stress. Therefore, SI unit is Newton per meter square, unit of force is Newton, and area is meter square or Pascal. Same SI unit, but situation of using the word is different. That's it. And in the picture here, I have showed you two picture. Depending upon the situation object, we can define the stress mainly into two types. One is known as normal stress. So these are the two types of stress an object is undergo. One is normal stress. Normal stress. And second one is tangential stress. Normal stress and tangential stress. Normal stress. So what is normal stress? From the word itself, if the deforming force is applied normal to the area, normally, that means perpendicular. Suppose this is an object. Suppose the applied force is acting perpendicular to that one. Then we can call it as normal stress. So normal stress, if deforming forces applied normal to the area, then the stress is called normal stress. And according to this, normal stress can be different types that we will be studying later. So mainly, suppose if there is a stress on lengthwise, just like what I showed you in the previous picture, it's a lengthwise stretching. So we are stretching the length. Then we call it is as tensile stress. If we are, so it's a type of normal stress. So stress is two types, normal and tangential. Normal stress, again we can call it as another name, that is tensile stress. Suppose you are stretching or compressing lengthwise, or stretching lengthwise means there is an expansion of the length of the rubber band or a spring. Therefore, at that point, the spring and the string experience the stress. We call it as tensile stress. So if there is an increase in length, then stress is called tensile stress. Similarly, if there is a decrease in length, one is stretching, it becomes tensile stress. Tensile means tension. You know the word tension. We have already learned that. Suppose you are suppressing something. Yeah, sometimes in our life also we suppress our feelings, correct? We want to share with others. Sometimes no one is there. Whenever our parents are away from you, you are left alone in the house. You want to share your problems. Sometimes you feel compressed or suppressed by yourself with all the feelings. Yeah. So that time the stress what undergo is a suppressed stress. Yeah, emotionally. Similarly, when you compress some material, string, we are experiencing compression stress. So if you look at the real life, this is the same thing. Hmm? Whenever we make, some people make use of no amount of workload is given to you a more, that is the time you feel a tension or you feel tensile stress. That is stretching. It is equal to the stretching of the spring. Maximum they are utilizing for workload, correct? Similarly, sometimes there's a lot of problems. There are a lot of problems are coming around you. No one is there to share. So you suppress everything. So same thing. Whatever happened in a psychology, that is happening in the material also. So that is the thing. So if you understand that way, it will be more, little more, you feel easy. Okay. So stress is called compression stress. Now, second type of stress. So tensile stress and compression stress is under normal stress. Correct? Now you are going to tangential stress. If deforming force is applied tangentially, then the stress is called tangential stress. Tangentially means at a particular volume. Okay, volume acting on a, not in an area, in a particular volume of the object. Just like you take a tea kettle or tea vessel and you are boiling the tea. So and at that time, you know, the particles of the tea powder and the water started vibrating and it start boiling. So it's a particular volume is undergoing tension or undergoing stress. So that is why the water start boiling, because of the vibration of the molecules. So that is what one type of tangential stress. It is acting on a particular volume or size. It is affecting the size or amount of particles in that. So tangential stress, if a deforming force is applied tangentially, then the stress is called tangential stress. So mainly stress is two types: normal stress, tangential stress. Normal stress, two types: tensile stress. Suppose length is increasing, tensile stress, that means stretching. If length is decreasing, that means compressing, that is compression stress. And tangential stress, if volume wise, if the material is experiencing a stress, then we call it as a tangential, maybe at a particular angle. Normal stress means it is acting perpendicular. Tangential stress, maybe it may acting at a particular angle. So that also we can call it as a tangential stress. So these are the pictures of various stress undergoing. Same thing. So the first picture, this is shows how the normal stress can be act. It can act this way, it can act upward, downward, or this way. But in the cases, you can see it is acting tangentially to the surface of the body. So it is a cube, rectangle, square, and it is experiencing a tangential stress. So this is the way both the type of stress act. Okay, shear stress. So the shear stress is coming, that I told you, particular angle. Under normal and tangential, if it is acting a particular angle, naturally we call it shear stress. So that is just for your knowledge. So mainly you learn that. Okay. Now next term. So stress is over. Stress is the restoring force per unit area. So next term, what we are learning is strain. Yes, I am strained out. Okay. I am too much because of this study. I am strained out. We usually say, no, something happened to you. Maybe you become thin, you become fat. Sometimes you become sick, huh? Because of some causes. No, when you continuous working taking place, sometimes our body is worn out. So naturally, your body started paining. Something will happen. And some whenever in our life there are some problems come, you go on thin because first it will act on your body. When if you are undergoing a mental problem, or mental problems, I mean to say some family issues or something, naturally it is affect your mind first, then it's affect your body first. So that is why healthy mind is a healthy body. So that is always, that proverb is coming from that. If your mind is healthy, your body is healthy. So strain means because of the stress, you have some changes in your system. So same thing happen in the matter, whether it's a solid, liquid or gas. Okay. So what is the strain? So strain actually is the ratio. It is the ratio of change in dimension to the original dimension. Ratio of a change in dimension to the original dimension. That means suppose an object before stretching its length is 1 meter, after stretching it become 1.1. So 1.1 by 1 will give you the ratio. That means from the original length, how much length has been increased or decreased. So that is what. So it can be lengthwise, it can be volume wise, it can be tangentially. Okay. So that is the dimension means. Whether it's a length, whether it's a volume, whether it's a shape, whether it's area. Okay. So it is a ratio between change in dimension to the original dimension is called strain. Or in one word, you can say it, same thing, fractional change in dimension. Fractional change in dimension is called strain. Since it is a ratio, it is unitless. And how can you find out the strain? Strain is equal to change in dimension divided by original dimension. Or I can represent dimension if you write it as change in D by capital D. Capital change in D, del D stands for change in dimension. The denominator D represents original dimension. So del D by D, that is how we represent. It's a general, okay? We are going to learn different types of strain now. Just like a stress, if it is lengthwise, what is the strain? If it is a volume wise, what is the strain? So that is what we are going to see. So this is general equation. Change in dimension by original dimension. Okay? Complete? Yeah. Now coming to the types of strain. Just like a stress. Yes?
Can you show the last page?
Okay, okay. Achyut, over?
Yes, ma'am.
So first type of strain, we call it as longitudinal strain. From the word longitudinal, you will come to know. Longitudinal means change in length divided by original length. So that you can write it as, after writing this change in length by original length, you can write it as del L by small. So that is the equation. Longitudinal strain means del L divided by L. Second type of strain is shear strain. Shear strain means in terms of displacement, in terms of angle. So displacement of face divided by height of face. Displacement of face divided by height of face. Bracket, you can write what do you mean by that. It is the tangent of the angle by which the body gets distorted due to shear stress. So we can just write it. It is as in terms of theta. Del theta divided by theta. So that is equal to shear strain. For example, if you wanted to understand, draw a cone, triangle like that. So this is original, and with the dotted lines, just draw same type of triangle with the dotted line. Okay, so this is original angle position. Now this is the change in position. So just indicate this is A, this is B. So that from that triangle, there's a change of this vertex A. So there's a slight changes there. So this is what we can call it as a shear stress at a particular angle. So suppose this angle is 30 degree. When it is undergo stress, it is undergoing a change in 30 degree, it became 35 degree, something like that. Okay, so that is what we call for shear stress. So it is the tangent of the angle by which the body gets distorted due to shear stress. You represent as del theta by theta. Third one, volumetric strain. Volumetric strain means change in volume by original volume. Since it is volume, you can write it capital del V divided by volume. Okay. These are the three types of strain. So we can wind up the session now by now. So, okay. So we have already learned so many terms from the beginning class: elasticity, plasticity. Then we have learned elastic limit. What do you mean by deforming force? What do you mean by restoring force? Then we come to learn about stress. So we are going back. What do you mean by stress? So stress means it is the deforming force applied. It is a restoring force acting per unit area of a deformed body. Mainly, it is equal to pressure, but we call it as a stress, and it is for Newton per meter square. Then we come to types of stress: normal stress and tangential stress. Normal stress, two types: tensile stress and compression stress. Then come to tangential stress. Then afterwards we come to the last is strain. So it is the ratio, how much stress we do to stress, how much change takes place in a body. So that is known as a strain. Okay. So last we come to the types of strain. Okay. Okay, children. So we wind up the session. So those who do not have something, just to have 5 minutes, go and have something and come back. So ma'am is waiting here. Okay. Thank you. Eh?